Hey, are you over 45 or over 50? I just heard the phrase the other day that we should refire, not retire. Stick around for more.
This is the Franchise Pitfalls and Profit Show. Each week, we bring you the challenges and triumphs of being in the franchise development and consulting business. The things you need to make money faster. And now your host, one of the most successful franchise developers in North America, Don Shin.
Hey, I thought it was really interesting. Like I said, a friend of mine said something to me about refire, don't retire. And I said, hey, I'm going to steal that one. But seriously, it was really, really an interesting thought. More and more people are living longer. And so I think it's really, really interesting to think about that and think about how are you going to uh, work more or earn more or still be involved in some work activity as we get older. So I did some research and I want to quote you some specific things. The average age today of people starting businesses, depending on what study you read, is going to be somewhere between 42 and 45. That's startups. I thought that was pretty cool. We all always think of the Bill Gates and the Steve Jobs, and these were guys in college. They were 21, 22 years old. But the reality is, experience counts, and more people are starting businesses much later in life. I also researched and found out that older business startups will more likely succeed. And that may be like a duh, Don, duh moment. But the reality is, again, experience counts. And so, again, I did some research. MIT, Sloan Business School, the Kellogg Business School of Northwestern found out that 85% businesses are 85% more likely to succeed when they are started by an older entrepreneur. The other research I started to do was the fact that as people are working longer, 50 to 60% of those who are working longer are self-employed, so own their own businesses. And the age bracket of 50 plus in the actual employment arena in the workforce is actually going down. So I really thought that these were interesting and exciting information, and I really wanted to do this post and this podcast as a very simple encouragement to those of you who maybe over the years have thought about business ownership, but you felt that you couldn't do it for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes they're legitimate. Sometimes, honestly, we lean on these as excuses to not really take a shot at the dreams and the lives that we want. But as we get into that 45, 50 plus range, we've got retirement accounts. We've got things fairly settled. Our if we've paid for our kids or helped our kids pay for college, that's probably already done, or you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Um, the other thing that's exciting is here in the United States, uh, the government has made it very possible to leverage your retirement accounts for in ways to better benefit yourself without the 10% early withdrawal penalties. So if you're in that 50 plus range, you could actually leverage. The stock markets seem to be off the chart these days, but over maybe the last 10 or 12 years, maybe not. And maybe what they're doing now is recovering. So I'm not a stock expert, not going to go down that road. But the bottom line is leveraging a portion of your retirement account for your own direct benefit and business ownership gives you complete control, less dependency on stock markets and financial advisors. So you may want to consider using a portion of your of your retirement portfolio to actually fund that business. And as I said, your experience counts. The percentages and the statistics have shown that if you start your business in that 50 plus age range because you want to be productive for another 10 or 15 or 20 years, your odds of success are dramatically increased versus had you done it, maybe in your 20s or your 30s. So I thought it very, very interesting. The other statistic I wanted to share is that 25 to 35% of startup ventures, the startup activity, new business startups, is occurring in the 45 plus age range. Again, a higher probability of success, greater access to funds, better leveraging of some of your retirement accounts than leaving it in the stock market. So I wanted to encourage you, again, if you've ever thought about it, you're in that 45 to 55 age range, you've thought about business ownership, and maybe you feel like, it's past your time. I would encourage you to reconsider. I'd encourage you to refire, not to retire. So with that in mind, some opportunities or some ways to do it. One of the things is, and I say this a lot of times as people approach me with opportunities, I'll often say, my runway's a lot shorter now. I got to get this plane up off the ground quicker. And so again, 45, 50, not probably as much, but certainly 50 plus. You probably want to get your business. You want to get into something that's going to return your investment quicker. And I think franchising is really that thing. Should you franchise? Should you opt in for a franchise business? You really want to. You really want to go for, or again, in that 50 to 50 plus range, 55 plus range, you've got 10, your runway is 10 to 12 to maybe 15 years. You want that ROI to be faster. You don't want it to be, a startup from scratch that might take you, 7 or 8 or 9 years. You want something that's going to turn around quicker. And so I think going the franchise route is really going to be the best option for you. The other piece I'm going to share is that you want to be sure you get into the right franchise. Franchising conceptually is going to dramatically increase your probability of success. Again, your age and your experience is going to dramatically increase your probability of success. Now, work with a work with a franchise advisor, work with a career coach of some sort, so that you're more, you're even increasing your probability of success more, because you're actually not just going to get into a good franchise, you're going to get into the franchise that is best for you. So get an advisor, get help. It's a big decision. Get help in getting into the right franchise if franchising is the right opportunity for you. But as we age, your runways are shorter, your time to success is shorter, and franchising is proven to be able to get you up and running faster than a standalone start from scratch business. So I hope you're encouraged. Again, refire, don't retire.